Hello, everyone. I'm Jerod. This is Katia. This is Erica.
Hey.
Welcome to our first episode of Can You Build It? Did you know that Ethernet cables hooked up to your gaming system will increase your download speed and reduce your lag when playing the games, so you have a better overall experience? These two work in that field every day.
Yep.
So let's talk about that. Tell us, bring us back. Tell us from the start. Where did it all begin?
In middle school, I think elementary and middle school, I like taking stuff apart and putting it back together.
Working with your hands.
Working with my hands, and then kind of like it just went from there. And then me and Katia have been friends for probably over 20 years.
Okay.
And I was in Atlanta working and on the phone with her, and she was like, "I know how to do that," and then it just took off. Like, so 2017, we started the business, and here we are 8 years later.
And so you were already at that time working with these items.
I wasn't working with these. I was more on the office side.
Okay.
I was doing
Okay.
more like dispatching technicians all over the United States.
Gotcha.
And, big stores and stuff that when the network and stuff go down, I'm finding people to go out and fix it, like Katia's skill set. And then so when she heard about that was what I was doing on the office side, she was like, "Oh, well, how do I do that?"
Right.
And so it struck a conversation, and that's how we started.
Gotcha. Because you had the technical. You were doing this then.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Back when I was in school, I had no idea. In middle school, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Sure.
I wasn't popular. I wasn't, into sports or anything. I knew at a young age that I liked working with my hands. And so I just knew that I wanted to work with my hands, whatever I did. And as I got older, I started volunteering in the sound booth at church.
Okay.
And from there, I went on to get my audio engineering degree. And man, getting that degree just opened up a door that I never thought, it's like my wings spread and I was able to fly.
Right.
Yes, I was able to take off.
Gotcha.
And so from there, I started working at UMKC. I learned how to terminate cables. I learned how to terminate Cat 5 cables.
Okay.
When I was getting my audio engineering degree.
Okay.
And once I went over to UMKC, I started working on the projects that was on site, like when they upgraded the Miller Nichols Library, the Toy Miniature Museum.
Okay.
Oh, that was excellent. So just the different upgrades that they had going on. And
Didn't you work with the guy that built Buzz Lightyear?
yes,
there you
I
go.
got to work with the gentleman that built Buzz Lightyear for Pixar Studios. And, they taught me how to terminate Keystone jacks and to solder DB9 cables. And, that just opened up a wide career for me.
Right.
That's
And
awesome.
talking on the phone with her one day, I heard her saying how she was going to pay a technician over $100 to terminate one of these cables.
For something you could do.
Yes, for something I could do.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I know how to do that. I know how to do that. And she was like, no, you don't. Oh, yes, I do. And we went from there.
Yeah,
and
right.
she moved back to Kansas City. And in 2017, we hit the ground running.
So that's when the business started. That's
Yes.
when it all started.
Yes.
2017 to where we are now.
Where
right?
we are now. Yep.
So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when starting that business, or also biggest challenges along the way?
Establishing B2B business.
Okay. Tell us more about that.
So like when you're starting a business and you're becoming an entrepreneur, you have to talk to so many different people to get started, like get contracts, for them to trust you. Like, do you really know what you're doing?
Sure.
Like, it's kind of, you got to prove yourself. It's
Right.
kind of like
Right.
you don't have a resume, so it's like you're trying to build that resume.
Sure.
Like, what are your credentials? What jobs have you been on? What do you like to do? Do you have a certification? So all of those questions were a big what if. you
Right,
know?
right.
So like coming over from the private sector to construction, I think was the biggest change for us.
Okay.
And so I think we started doing that in 2022.
Okay.
When we came to you guys.
Sure.
And did their construction management school, and then that was like the biggest door that opened for us.
That's great.
And then it's just from there. What you think, Tia?
I agree with you. Like coming over from the commercial side, when I was younger, and you're with your parent and you're in McDonald's or something, and you see this technician walking through with a ladder and he's up in the ceiling. I was like, wow, I want to do that. Like, what is he doing? So it piqued my interest when I was younger, not even knowing that this was the field
Sure.
that it was, and so just when I got into the commercial side, and I think my first upgrade when I came out into the field was upgrading Burger King when they were upgrading their network.
And McDonald's. Those
In McDonald's, yes, it's on the
self-checkouts.
self-checkouts in McDonald's.
Were those
and-
new construction, or that was more of the commercial
No,
side?
it was just the commercial
Okay,
side.
yep.
Now, we have done the new construction sites for Starbucks, and
Sure.
we've done the new construction sites for Dollar Tree, which has been phenomenal. And so, like, just that commercial side and being able to be engaged, and when you walk into a store and it's just a shell, and you know when you walk out, that store can open up and function.
Okay.
Like, it's
Okay.
it's rewarding
Yeah,
in
especially when you're
itself.
driving down the street, you're like, oh, I
Yes.
did that store. I did
Yes.
that
That's gratifying, right?
Yeah,
To
like-
say,
Yes,
I was
it
part
is.
of that. I
Yes.
did that. I built that. I share
Yes.
the same sentiment on projects we've done as well.
store. Most definitely.
So what are some unexpected things you learned along the way, and you know, what did it take to overcome some of those things?
For me, it was when we started, and I knew how much I love to do what I'm doing. It was, how do I grow?
Okay.
You know, so what steps do I take next? You know, how do I get big? How do I get bigger in this?
Sure.
You know, I want to be able to do this. I want some longevity
Sure.
in it, and so
So what'd you learn? Sorry to interject, but what'd you learn to how to do that? How'd you come up with those?
someone told me to apply for my city certifications,
Okay.
my minority development.
Okay.
And so I went after it. And now they didn't tell me that I had to get it in my state, home state first. So I applied in another state, and it's a lengthy process.
Sure.
It is, it
So
is.
when they send me back the paperwork saying, you know, well, you're denied and you have to have it in your home state first, that can be discouraging.
Discouraging, yeah.
But I knew that I knew that I wanted to continue to grow. And so I just having that financial stability and learning the process has been phenomenal.
For me, I think it's patience.
Patience?
Because you have to have patience and perseverance.
Sure.
Especially when you get those frustrating moments of like, well, I did what they said they
Sure.
told me to do, and it come back and it's like, that wasn't right. It's
Yeah.
kind of like being in school, like
Yeah.
a teacher writing notes on your paper. You did this wrong. This you didn't explain or show your work.
Yeah.
They want you to show your work in business too, so
Sure.
it never leaves. So even
Sure.
in school, for life, you always have to show your work.
I like the combination of patience but also persistence, right? It's the analogy of it's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I like that. So what do you think is most misunderstood aspect of working in construction or being an entrepreneur in our field, in our industry?
that it's easy.
That it's easy, right?
It's not easy. It definitely
Yeah.
takes a lot of hard work and dedication.
That's right.
And you have to be strong-minded. You have to be you have to be so strong that you don't take the first no. Like, people are going to tell you no, and you have to be like, nope, I believe in myself. I got to keep pushing.
Sure.
So you definitely have to be strong-willed.
Right. And to prove them, right?
Yeah, you have to be able to prove
'em.
yourself. Yeah.
And you're doing it for you. At the end of the day, is how, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, this is how you take care of yourself. This is how you provide for you and your family.
Sure.
And so there's going to be long hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be sleepless nights. Unexpected events. There's
Yeah.
going
Things
to
that pop up.
You won't have weekends. It's a 7-day work week. So it's a lot of sacrifice.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it also takes a lot of persistence.
Sure. But with that sacrifice comes what? There's got to be some satisfaction, some gratification to it, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
There are those moments, like when we first started out in business, we took a month-long vacation.
Okay.
But in that month-long vacation, we took a road trip, and I packed my tools in my ladder in the car.
Sure.
And I just picked up work wherever we went, like just working different places.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur. You'll be able to travel, you'll be able to see different things, go different places. So it's rewarding in itself. When
Yeah.
you weigh the pros with the cons, it's still rewarding.
Yeah. Well, too, I would assume even along the way you're looking for a new opportunity every time,
Yes,
right? A new
yes.
opportunity, even though
Most
we're on this
definitely.
month-long road trip,
Yes.
vacation,
Most definitely.
still looking for the next
It's the connections that you make, the different people. And
connection, right?
Yeah,
Making a connection.
There you go. There you go. So it's like making those different connections, and like you meet new people that like, hey, I remember you. I remember when you came and you did this, and they remember you, especially by the work that you do.
Gotcha.
So one thing that we like to say at CIS is allow our work to speak for us. So that's really taken us a very long way, because it's like your resume. It's like your personal.
Yes.
your personal persona. Like if you're giving good energy, that good energy is gonna come back.
It's gonna
Yeah.
come
So
back.
it's like how you treat others.
That's you're saying, right? And what we say too is operational excellence, right?
Absolutely.
Leave that owner or
Absolutely.
that client going, next time I want that person.
Yeah, most definitely.
So-
Because
Yes.
when you get that company that says, nope, I'm gonna call Katia or I need to call Erica, that's rewarding because you've imprinted on them.
Sure.
So they know that you're going to get the work done right, and you're affordable. You're just getting it done. Like that's I think that's the biggest reward in being an entrepreneur when you get those repeated customers.
Right.
When they call you back.
Call
like,
them back.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
call them back. They're going to do it right. I don't have to worry about it. Kind of like working with you guys.
Sure, right. We're here. Great. So, in your journeys, tell me about, or give me some advice that we can give our audience, our young audience, about, while they're considering their career in either construction or being an entrepreneur. You two have journeyed a long ways. So,
Yeah.
tell me about that. What kind of advice can we give the young folks?
First thing and foremost, always believe in yourself. Believing in yourself, even when nobody else can, you're always going to have doubters or haters, as they may say. But you always want to believe in yourself and never accept the first no. That's mine.
I would say stay focused and believe in yourself, because even in being in the field 18 years, I still get nervous when I go on a new project.
Sure.
And it's not that I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like I walk into this empty shell, or I know that I have to install all of this equipment, and I want to do it so perfect to where that person is just like, they walk in the room and it's like, wow.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did the Harry S. We were on the Harry S. Truman
Yeah,
Library
okay.
Museum project.
Well, that's a neat project. Right?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
interactive displays and stuff.
Yes,
Oh my God,
and
that was fun.
when I went on site, I was down in the network room, so I was wiring up the data racks to control all of the interactive displays. And so I was there about a week, and once I came upstairs and I told my lead that I was done with the data room, he said, well, here, go wire this up for me. And he hands me a piece of paper, no explanation or anything, and I was like, okay. So I felt like now in my big age, I feel like that was a test. Because when he handed me the paper, it was my responsibility to go to the room, and there was like equipment all over the room. So I had to pull out the proper equipment, make sure I had the proper cables, and then I had to go out to this display and install the display. And then once I pressed the buttons, it had to work.
Yeah.
So not only was I testing the data cables that I terminated in the data room to make sure it was able to control the interactive displays.
All right, let's have a little fun here to finish this up. So, tell me, professionally or personally, or both, one or the pick two. What's your highlight reel look like?
Man,
What would we see?
my highlight reel would be probably because I go out. I'm normally the one talking to all the businesses, so my highlight reel, all these contracts I'm getting signed. Like keeping Katia busy and out of the office. Like I need her to stay out of the office so I can get things done.
Right.
So that would be my highlight reel.
Okay.
I like being in the office because I can zone in. I don't have her asking me 100 questions. Where's this? I don't know. I don't go over there and mess with your tools.
Sure.
Stay out of the office. So that would be my highlight.
Mine
reel.
is up in the ceiling somewhere.
Yeah.
Mine is
Yeah.
installing something, terminating cables. Like as long as I'm out in the field, I'm happy.
there.
Yeah, it's like the playground.
Yep.
They get mad because I say I'm going to the park, and they're like, "What?" Yeah, so.
Yep, I could sentiment to both sides. I've been in the field. I don't mind being in the office.
Yes.
Also, so I feel both sides. So, well, with that, thank you everyone for listening in. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Katia, for joining us.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
And join us on the next episode of Can You Build It?
Can you build it?